Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of Blue Book MKE and other companies, but I'm in my coaching role right now. You can see I'm at home in my home office, and I wanted to talk about something that I saw on Facebook from an advertisement. And I think when people see these types of advertisements, they get number one, you get hyped up because I got hyped up when I used to see them, and then you get confused because what I think most people do is they pay attention to two things is that they pay attention to leads. And for this example here, when they're saying 122, this is what they're estimating on the value of the leads. And then they got 52 hot leads, so they're saying that out of the 60, 8 people were just straight up tire kickers. And then out of the 52, 39 actually booked and confirmed an appointment. Now, follow me because I'm getting ready to tell you why a lot of this stuff is BS that you see on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. There's very few people who are going to tell you the truth, and I'm one of them. And you should listen. You know, one thing that I always say is time tells. You can go to my website, bluebookmke.com, and you can see, I think, 20 years of publications, but I've been in business with marketing to companies since 1990. Since 1990. My wife and I have been at this. And so I've seen it. I don't want to say I've seen it all because there's always different things and new things to learn. But I can tell you that this breakdown here is what most companies do not do. And that's why they run into trouble when they try to market their business. Okay, so out of the 39, 16 no showed or canceled. I'm going to get to this in a second. Because this is where the secrets, well, not secrets, but this is where the problem lies. Out of the 16, 14 said they give me an estimate, and they delivered an estimate. Out of the 14, 13 of them purchased. So they're claiming that this roofing company made $122,000 on that. Now, number one, already, unless you're a roofing company or you have a product that's costing, let's just say they said that 13, $122,500 divided by 13, so they're saying $9,400 and $9,423 is what the sale was to redo the roof. So already you can see where how this stuff, when people see this stuff, they get confused because most of you, and I would say almost every one of you, don't have a product that you're selling for $9,423. So you're already going to be confused when you don't know what I'm about to tell you right now about putting together a funnel. So now they got 12 projects completed, so they've already got the money on this already, and they're saying one, I don't know, whatever this means. So let's break this down. Uh, right here, this right here is where, if you know how to generate leads, if you don't know how to generate leads, then you need to get my program to generate leads. Because this is the first thing that you need to be doing. You need to have your blue spot up here really full of people working its way down to your funnel. Now, hot leads. This is where they just don't they don't for some reason they just don't tell people how do you get a person to become a hot lead. And this is where the breakdown starts to happen when you start marketing your business, because everybody starts thinking that a hot lead is talking about hooking them for the sale. Look at this. They didn't talk about getting an estimate all the way down until here. So hot lead, what are they doing to consider this person as a hot lead? For your business, you probably don't have anything in place right now to educate someone to see if they even want to do business with your company. And I'm going to go into some examples on how you can do that, but this, you got to pay attention to this, because right now, all of you, if you're not where you want to be, you're skipping and you're jumping. You're seeing this for your business, or you may be seeing the hot lead, and then you're jumping straight down here to sales, or right here to sold. And you can't do that because there's a whole bunch of things in between here. Because if there wasn't a whole bunch of things in between there, why would the numbers go down so far? If they're just, I mean, a roof company is a roof company. So why would it go down so far for people to buy the service if they were interested in the service? So number one, maybe they couldn't afford the $9,400. So that's number one. That's the first thing that probably came to your mind. And that's where you're stuck with your customers, because you're just going back and forth with pricing. Like if they don't buy, it was because of the price, because they couldn't afford. It's not always about that. But let's just go with they couldn't afford it. Now, bookings confirmed. Why would so many people drop out for the bookings confirmed? Their funnel process, and what you need to have in place, is something that gets the person over to this. Right here is where you're going to find out if people believe in your company or they believe in you. This is where the drop off starts to happen, because we sometimes will think, well, they just couldn't afford the product or service. You never know. These people could have dealt with companies that were similar, and they're like, I don't want to go through this again, because what it looks like, what they have for their process, which is to hurry up and get me to book an appointment, is looks like they're just trying to sell me. I need to learn more about what they're going to do. So what I tell people to do, if you generate leads, and then for hot leads, if you want to consider a hot lead, I don't know how they're doing it for this, but a person who will watch something about what you had to offer. And I always say that needs to be a process. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're selling, it needs to show and demonstrate a process for helping people understand what makes your product or service different. If you're doing something that everybody else is doing, like a roofing company, I mean, basically, one roofing company over another roofing company, you need to demonstrate what makes your roofing company different, not just saying it in words, not just saying a guarantee. You need to demonstrate. The internet has forced us as business owners to be kind of like an infomercial. When you think about infomercials, what do you see? They don't just come on there and say, here, buy this. They demonstrate it. Even on the short form 1 minute and 2 minute commercials, they don't just say, buy this product, buy this service. They demonstrate it. They show people using it. And then they put text and words to get you to understand how easy it is to utilize it. When you do that, that will keep more people interested in what you have. And now, real quick, I want to say, no company who generates leads is going to sell everybody. That's just the name of the game. You're not going to sell everybody. Right now, in their example, they're saying that they had a 20% closing ratio for what they're doing for their roofing providers or whatever. So now, so what could you say, and just say for in your business, what could you say if you wanted to use this type of funnel? What could you say and demonstrate to get more people to book an appointment. Now, when you get them to book an appointment, now look at this drop off that they had here. Look at this drop off. When they booked an appointment, what can you do to get that number up? Because this right here is where right there is where I believe more non-belief happens. Because you have people who book an appointment, and then for one reason or another, the number goes way down. I mean, we're looking at almost a 50% drop of people who either no show or cancel for whatever reason. And you're going to have no shows and cancellations for whatever reason. But we need to make sure that it is not because we are not giving enough information and demonstrating. When I say information, I also mean demonstrating that your company can do the job or your company can deliver the product or the service. Now, estimates, you can see that from the from the initial bookings, they ended up getting 14 people estimates, and then it looks like two people or 13 people were sold, and 12 of them were done. So now I'm gonna move over to another page, and I'm going to show you how you can get something like this started, and then you let it grow. Because if you think that you're going to just pop out and do something like this from day one and be able to afford to do it without getting frustrated, you got another thing coming. That's why you're watching my videos. That's why you're watching it, because you're frustrated. So I'm going to move over to a page, and I'm going to show you, and I'm also going to talk about a process that I go through with my business. All right, before I get to that, I want to talk about some things that I've done in the past that I believe that will help you be able to move forward with your business. Um, as you all know, my wife and I started a publication called Blue Book Milwaukee TV Guide in 1990. And over the years, that business has morphed and grown, and uh, really that was where we got our footing in as young business owners. And we still had that business. That business will be 32 years old coming up. And but things that I had to learn to do with that business is to let go of certain things. And while I was making my notes for this video, I just said that me relaying this to you would kind of help you with uh, you being able to kind of trust and allow yourself to do things to push your business forward. Because there was a time where my wife and I did everything for the business. I mean, we did the typesetting, we did the layouts, we sent at that back at that time before the internet came out, we had to drive the layouts to the printer on these big sheets. We had to drive them to them. It was about an hour away. Drive them, drop them off, and then we had to drive back the next day, pick up the papers, and then we would deliver the papers to all the different stores. We did that for years, for years doing that. And then the internet came, and then we were able to send them an FTP of the publication, which, oh man, that took away a lot of time. And then we just had to go and pick up the papers, and then we delivered the papers. We were still doing all the other stuff. But later in the years, both of us came to the mindset that we can't grow the business if we're doing everything. You can't grow the business if you're doing everything. And this is what I'm about to tell you is I had to get people, but I'm about to share with you how you can have automation do the work for you. That's how this is all going to come full circle for you. But so the first thing that we did is we had hired people to start doing the typesetting, and I was still doing the layout of the paper. My wife was still doing the classified section parts that she did, and I was still delivering it, but we did have another person delivering. Sorry about those interruptions as people visited my website. Um, but so it was me and another guy, Joe, my top sales rep. We were both delivering the papers, and so then it came to a point where I was like, I cannot be the one delivering papers, and I had also made the decision for Joe, and he didn't really like it too much, but I was like, you, because he works full commission, but I was like, trust me, it's gonna work out better for you to not do it. It's gonna give you more time, and he went ahead and trusted me, and he was making more money. He did not have to go store to door delivering. Like me and him had, like he had 300 locations. I had like 350 locations, and we would have to do that from Friday morning all the way to about 5, 6 o'clock Friday night. That's how long it took. So I ended up hiring people to do it, and at first, I mean, it took my profits down because that it's a 1 day job, but I had four crews because I didn't want to overdo it. Four different drivers, and I'm paying like $1,300 for just 1 day's work. My drivers are the highest paid delivery drivers, excuse me, because I wanted to make sure that they got paid good money. Number one, they were using their vehicles, and number two, I wanted the job done right. And as long as they did it right, I paid them very well for that 1 day. I mean, just imagine you got newspaper route people that deliver all week and they don't make 300 bucks. And I'm having them do it in 1 day, but they had to do it the right way and they did it. And when I did that, it allowed my business to grow because then I was pushed more into what I wanted to do, which was to grow the business. So now fast forward, I've given up almost every aspect of the business, and I kind of oversee certain things, and it helps me get more into what I'm doing, which is expanding into the next generation of that, because we all know that print is just not going to be the same in the years to come. So we're moving more to mobile app, but that mobile app is going to allow us to be nationwide. We're not going to just be tight knit to one community like we are right now. But now, this is, I'd say that story because this is something that I had learned when I was putting together the automation for for one of my companies, the credit repair shop, and actually automation for what I do with you here with Blue Book, is that putting, like, if you're getting your business going, you can't afford to get employees. You have to have automation, and the automation could solve the problems that we were just discussing with that sales funnel, that with that company that did it for the roofing company. And so this is what I teach people to do, and I keep it very tight because I know that people can get overwhelmed, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I want you to like get something working and then you grow on it. I don't want to like throw the whole board at you and then you end up not doing nothing. So, automation. Number one, the first thing is to get an ad that is working. And you might be saying, well, I got to put that ad together. I show you how to make ads that will run dang near forever. Like I've got ads that I never changed anything around. All I did was refresh them because I had like 15,000 uh, uh, comments on them, and I just refreshed the ad. But even if I use those ads, they still generate leads. And so, no matter what platform, and I'm going to show you how to do it on all the platforms, you need to generate leads. And the reason why you should generate leads first is because you don't understand how to sell people yet. You think you know, but you don't know yet. And that's like in that example, I was talking about the breakdown, how they had 60 leads, or let's go back to it real quick. How they had 60 leads and then it went down to 39 bookings and then 16 no shows. Well, the problem is because when they did that, people did not believe them. Somewhere in the process, they either didn't demonstrate what made the roofing company different, or people just flat out didn't believe them, or people didn't, they just changed their mind, which you gotta also be okay with that happening. But I'm going to show you how, and I hope that they're doing it too, is that the people who changed their mind or didn't want to do it at that time, that you keep remarketing them. And that's the automation, and that's like having a additional employee. So first, step number one is get you a winning ad. Step number two is, with that ad, is you're going to get them to opt in to become a lead. So you might be saying, well, isn't the ad and the opt-in of the lead the same thing, Steve? Well, it is and it isn't. You're not selling people here. You're just getting interest. And then you got to get them to opt in. Something that they didn't show here is how many people click their ad to even get 60 leads. They don't show that. That's money. And that's where a lot of people drop off, because I would probably guarantee, especially because it's roofing, not everybody, it's not like you can just throw an ad and everybody owns their home. Some people rent homes. So you're not going to have as high a circulation of this ad than you would of other types of services. So how many people click their ad, and of those, how many people became leads? They don't even show that on here. So what I teach you is you're going to run your ads, and then people will click and they will become a lead. They're going to opt in. I'm going to show you how to get opt in straight from the platform, so you don't have to learn how to do landing pages. Because if you're running an ad and you're taking a person to a landing page, now you have to learn how to make landing pages. And I know that that's tough for people to do, because again, on that landing page, if it doesn't demonstrate and make them feel comfortable that you can perform the services, you won't even generate the leads. You won't even, in their, like their example, you won't even get 60 leads. So your test number one is always going to be, how many people clicked my ad? I don't care too much about showing it, how many people saw it, because you want to just make sure that it's circulating, that it's not like 10 people. You want to make sure that thousands of people get to see your ad, and then you're going to, how many people that clicked your ad, how many people that clicked your ad actually opted in on your to become a lead. And then from those, when they opt in, on the opt-in forms, I'm going to show you how to do it on the platforms. That's like having ad number two, because they're going to really focus in on if they want to give you their information. Their information to them is like giving you something. So it's not like you're just going to throw, everyone who lands on it is going to give you their information. Uh, and I will show you how to remarket to people who click your form and they don't opt in. I'll show you how to do that. But for right now, to not overwhelm you, we're going to focus on people who opt in on your form. And then we're going to kick them over to demonstrate what you can do for them. To demonstrate what you can do for them. And then if you want, you can have that book a session or book an appointment, especially if you're, single, you don't have any employees. So that's where you can put that in. And then the next thing is that you should reach out to your leads to get them to book an appointment. And you notice we haven't started selling yet. Even though we're selling, we're doing the Bruce Lee, the art of fighting without fighting, the art of selling without selling. We're demonstrating, we're giving words about what we can do. We're showing with demonstration, and we're offering to book an appointment or offering to talk to someone. Now, the next thing is you can also reach out to them by using SMS with texting. There's several services that are out there you can use, and this is like having another employee. You can actually attach it to where when they become a lead, you can automatically send them an SMS saying, "Hey, take a look at what we can do for you." And it's a demonstration also with the text, just in case you can't watch the video. And then you can offer them to book an appointment or offer them to sign up for your product or service. Now, the other thing that you're doing at the same time when they become a lead, and I'll show you how to do this, is you want to put them into an autoresponder. The autoresponder is, again, like another employee that will send emails saying, hey, you were interested in what we had to offer, take another look, see what we can do for you. This could be very, very simple at the beginning, very simple at the beginning, not too complicated, saying basically you opted in for whatever, you were showed an interest. We want to let you see how we can help you. And you demonstrate it. You don't just tell them and try to get them to buy. And then at the bottom of each email, you get an opportunity to either book an appointment or to buy. That's what I do. I just do that over and over and over again. And what you will learn is that employee number one is your video sales page after they become a lead. Employee number two is your automation with your email that go to them. You can make different emails talking about how you can help them, not trying to get them to buy. There will be a time to do that, but at the beginning, no. And then you're going to also, if you want to put in SMS and then you want to do the calls, this is what you need to do at the beginning. This right here, and then you need to gauge how they had their 60%, 40%, all of that, all the way down to 20%. This is where you need to gauge for your business right now, is that how many people clicked your ad, how many of the people who clicked your ad became a lead, how many people who clicked your ad booked an appointment or watched, and there's ways that you could do that, watched your sales presentation, how many people when you called got on the phone, how many people responded by SMS if you want to do that, and how many people responded from your emails that went out. This is what you need to have in place, and you will get your business rocking and rolling. Trust me, this is what I did when I got the credit repair shop going. I wanted to make that business where it had a lot of automation in there. Uh, and I was able to do it. I have people that actually don't even talk to us and they just go ahead and buy. I'm talking about they just pull out their credit card and buy it. So you know that I have to have some good things in place for them to even do that. And then my cart abandons. One of the things that I'm testing right now is when people want to become a customer, but for some reason they just abandon the cart. That tells me, not, I don't put it on them. It tells me that I need to do a better job of explaining how we can help them. Listen to my words, not of trying to sell them. Better job of explaining how we can help them, demonstrating. Like I said, whenever I say explaining or the texting, the text about what we can do, we're also talking about demonstrating. So you can demonstrate in text, you can demonstrate by video, but it needs to be demonstrated. All right, so uh, I hope this was a good training. It is valuable because I think that when, especially when I was trying to figure out internet stuff, that when I wish I would have had someone that kind of went through this process over and over and over again. Everybody tries to change it around and make it something new and this and that, when it really comes down to just being able to do this to get your business off the ground. Now, yeah, you'll be able to add more things to it in the future, but we're just talking about basically just getting your business off the ground. So I invite you to get my 3-step social lead form process program. The link is below this video. I also have coaching services if you just want us to kind of get this put into place for you, and then we'll kind of coach you. We can help you with that. You can contact my office. The links are below this video here to get in touch with me. All right, thanks for your time, and I can't wait to share more content in the future.